My great-great-great-grandfather, Henry Clay Hooker, traded and supplied cattle all throughout the Southwest. And one time when he was moving cattle, they stampeded and ended up in a grove of cottonwood trees behind the wall behind me, and there was prevalent water and good strong grass. I'm the sixth generation to live in this house. It's it's an adobe house, shaped somewhat like a hacienda would be, fort for others. It had a flat roof, parapet walls, gun ports, interior water source, and it was really the only thing out here besides Fort Grant, which was a cavalry outpost, and the Apaches. So yeah, so this, where we're sitting now is, behind me was originally the only exterior door. This whole place was set up for protection reasons because there was only wild men and Apaches around, so you really had to be conscious about the ways that people can get into the house. So behind us there is also a barn, a tack room, carriage house, all with exterior walls. So in theory, you could, if there was an alarming moment or a threat, you could go all the way out to the stallion barn, saddle, come through the courtyard, through to this courtyard, and right out the door behind me, straight to Fort Grant at a gallop, I would assume, and without being seen before you're out the door. There are a lot of original buildings. Everything I just mentioned are still adobes. There's still adobe buildings that are still in use today. Varying rates of decay, I will admit, but they are made of earth. They are a living, breathing structure. So we're trying to take care of them best we can. Some of them need repair, and unfortunately, some have fallen down over the years. Bunkhouses, there's some that are still up, and there's a barn. The barn has got, a sun-baked one wall, and then the tack room has got adobe in it, and carriage house is in pretty good shape, believe it or not, even though that used to be the stud barn. But I think some of the cool things that I've been told in my family lore were just the sheer grit and entrepreneurial spirit that he had, the Colonel had. He's affectionately called the Colonel, where he would take his horses down to Tombstone. He had trotters and some race horses. And he would take those horses and race them right down Main Street in Tombstone. And it didn't take him very long to realize that the penalty for that was $100. So he would do it continuously with $100 in his pocket. And before they wrote the ticket or threatened him to write the ticket, he'd just hand over the penalty right then and there. But it was great advertisement for him. So, and that was where people had the most money in those days. And so that's where he went to go advertise what he had to sell. And I think that, people may know that Wyatt Earp was, featured in the movie Tombstone, and yes, he did stay here, and yes, he was friends with my great-great-grandmother, and it wasn't just a happenstance and a one-time event. They were, I don't know how close they were, but I mean, they stayed in touch. So, but there was all sorts of dignitaries, politicians, playwrights, artists. This was kind of in this area, it was the frontier almost. It was a safe place to be and protected by, probably dozens of well-armed men. And so he was very hospitable, and he invited people to stay. And, one of the fun stories that, people like to hear is that he'll invite anybody to the dinner table, but you had to wear a coat. He was known as being an East Coast gentleman. He always dressed nice daily. And if you didn't have a coat, you could still stay, but he'd have to provide you one. Well, I think one of the things I'm most proud of to be, the sixth cog in the wheel. We have the oldest brand in the state with the same family on the same land. So I'm proud of that. The brand is the Crooked H, and it goes on the left hip. I'm proud of our bloodline that's well over 100 years old. We have a closed herd, and I'm very proud of that. Not easy to do. So I'm proud that I'm able to keep the ranch going, that I'm able to, I guess, put my twist on improvements. The improvements to the ranch, both for function, water disbursement, handling facilities, those type of things are, I'm proud of those, being able to make some improvements on that. Being able to navigate the delicate environment, both with encroachment of society, the negative impacts that somehow are disseminated through media on the sheer job that I'm doing here, or that the cattle industry is trying to do on a daily basis by providing nourishment, textiles, medicine. All those things get lost in the shuffle, and we don't do anything other than try and nurture our animals, and that includes wildlife. We enjoyed the wildlife. It's part of the nostalgia of living it out in the middle of nowhere. The hardest challenge when you're trying to navigate being a land caregiver, Mother Nature is always in charge, and it's a delicate boxing match, if you will. Mother Nature throws punches all the time, and your job is to dodge and weave, because you literally cannot throw any punches back. Nurturing the land is very important for sustainability. You also have to be very careful of the wildlife, and the ecology is the only thing that allows you to have prosperity in the cattle business. One thing I would like to advise any young aspiring people that want to be in agriculture or raise livestock is there are some lean times, and it is a difficult industry and sometimes dangerous. Make sure you surround yourselves with people that are already knowledgeable and will advise you in the best way possible, because to do it on your own is very difficult, and it will not always be easy, but it will always not be hard. Envelop yourself in the atmosphere that you're in the fresh air, hopefully fresh water, and birds chirping every morning, and be thankful for what you do and provide to the world, because it is an honest living. If I were able to see, or somehow shine my light from above down and see what was happening here in 200 years, I would hope that there's still agriculture on this ground. I feel a part of it. I don't feel I deserve any of it. It's just my turn to take care of it in my mind. I feel honored to be a part of it. It's humbling. But the history of this ground right here has had nothing else, and it would be nice to preserve it till the end of time.